Hi everyone, welcome to this video. Today we'll be taking a look at how you can utilize Exalate in order to increase the efficiency of your support organization. Now, how we do this is basically by reducing the friction that support has while liaising with external teams. Could be within the organization, could even be outside the organization. But the idea is that a support agent in his day-to-day working of tickets will probably require input from external sources. Those could be account managers, those could be developers, those could be QA engineers, and all those people would probably be working in their own work systems. Now, how do you reduce the friction between this communication and how do you make it more efficient is basically the main premise here. How we've set this up is that the support team lives within Zendesk and they do their day-to-day working from within Zendesk. Now, let's say we have a development team working in their own independent Jira instance and a QA team also working in their own independent Jira instance. Now, while working through the ticket, the support agent sees at some stage that he needs to talk to a developer. So he doesn't want to leave his Zendesk environment and go somewhere else to make that conversation happen. So let's see how we can leverage Exalate in order to do this. So let's say we have a bug reported by a client. So there's a man dancing on his screen, obviously, as you have it. Right, now the support agent continues to work on the ticket however he does. I'm skipping that part. Now, how we could have done this is that the whole ticket could have been escalated over to the developers, and then they work on the part that is required. But the way we've set this up is we've leveraged the side conversations from within Zendesk. I'll show you how we've done it. So let's say we have a macro sent to developers. The macro runs, it creates a new side conversation, and support can just ask their question. Right. So the support agent starts a side conversation with developers and basically would want some feedback coming back from them. And he can start his own normal workflow, right? So he can maybe update the customer by saying, we are looking into it. Right. So that's the flow that the support agent would essentially follow. Now let's take a look at it from the developer side, from the Jira side. So the developer would be working in his Jira instance. In his queue, he would have notifications set up and all, and he would essentially receive a ticket within his queue. Still hasn't arrived. We'll give it a few seconds. Right. So the dev engineer receives the ticket within his incoming queue, and you get the message and whatever the bug description was included, and he can reply. So that line of communication opens, but the Zendesk engineer, the support agent, will never ever need to leave his ticket in order to see the replies. So he gets an update on the side conversation, and right. So I see it. Do you want us to fix it? And obviously, you can customize the way these messages appear, and you can set notifications up and all that. And he, without having to leave anything, he could just reply from here. Right. So support replies, and again, the workflow continues. So he can reply to the customer. Great. And the flow continues. Right. So let's say now that, yeah, obviously that the comment that we made, please do and be quick this time would continue. And so let's say that the flow continues and finally the developers fix it. And they mark their issue as closed, as done, right? Now, this comes back obviously to the side conversation. Let's just take a look at it. And the side conversation also goes into solved state, right? This was because the developer closed his issue. Okay, now let's say you want to start another side conversation, but this time you want to send it to somebody else. So we'll use another macro called send to QA. It would also create a side conversation. So now the idea is that this side conversation will go to the QA team who are working in a totally independent system. In this case, happens to be Jira, but could have been anything. Right. And again, you can update the customer. Right. And now in the other Jira, you would go into the project, which was the destination, and check if the issue has arrived. Not yet. Again, we'll give it a few seconds. Right. So we've got the incoming ticket on the QA Jira. And yeah, so test the man, and the QA team replies. And they mark their own ticket as done as well, and this gets out of their queue. Now, again, the support agent would receive the update on his correct side conversation. So the first conversation remains the same. The second one gets an update, and this should have changed to the solved status as well. And that should be it. We can just close our ticket, reply to the customer, and be done with it. So hopefully this use case has given you some novel ideas about how you can employ the different tools which are available within Zendesk and Jira and integrate them using Exalate in order to get a better workflow going. Hope this was useful for you. Thank you. Bye-bye.